This is Kelso Sturgeon. Thank you for tuning in for another session of Handicapping 101. Today talking primarily about the NBA. But before we get started, two very important things. Tonight it's my 50-unit NBA Game of the Week. Intend to get the cash. I know I've got the right team in the right spot. Warmed up for this last night by taking the Los Angeles Lakers, an underdog at Boston, in their win. I'm ready to fire my best shot tonight, my 50-unit NBA Game of the Week. It's posted on this site right now. It's available here and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. But more important than that, tomorrow I kick off my 9-day St. Valentine's package with my 200-unit college basketball game of the year, my biggest single play of the entire college season. You don't want to miss it. You can purchase this game individually or as part of the St. Valentine's package that runs for 9 days. Now to the NBA. You know, there's a lot of people who look at the NBA, as I've said before, and they don't want to bet on it. And it's just such a ridiculous attitude to have, because the NBA is a major profit center. I'll prove that to you again tonight, just as I did last night with the Lakers. But you know, if you're looking for a start, I've said this almost every single time. Sometimes teams tell you that they do have a betting edge. Some of the edges are unexplainable because of the success of the teams. You know, the San Antonio Spurs have the best record in the NBA. They're 44-8, and yet they cover 64% of the time. It just doesn't make sense. Either the line makers don't respect them, or the bettors don't respect them and don't give them enough action to move the numbers enough. But once again, here, the best team in the NBA, the San Antonio Spurs, covering 64% of the time. You only have to cover 52.38% of the time to make a profit. 64% is like breaking the bank. Three other notes on teams. You know, Memphis and New York also cover an inordinate percentage of time. Memphis covers 62% of the time. The New York Knicks 63% of the time, and they're by no means primetime teams, but they get the money. So these three teams, Memphis, New York, and San Antonio, offer you big edges still. I can't tell you why it's happening, but it is. And if you'd like to bet against teams, you might want to start with the Washington Wizards, the team that always says, wait till next year and we'll be all right. They're covering 37% of the time, which means that if you bet against them, you're winning 62% of the time. And then we have the almighty Cleveland Cavaliers. They're covering 38% of the time. You know, this brings me to a question about the Cleveland Cavaliers that, you know, there's many things in basketball that are simply unexplainable. And this seems to be one of them. It illustrates two major points, which I'll make here. Number one, it's unexplainable. And number two, it illustrates, once again, if you ask a bad team to win for you, you're just looking for trouble. Now let's just dial back to Wednesday night, if we might. The Cleveland Cavaliers hosted the Detroit Pistons. Now, going into that game, they had lost 25 straight. They were 1-35 in their last 36 games. In the 25 games, they had covered but 6 times, and they were the favorite over Detroit. Think about that. A team that is absolutely miserable, hadn't been a favorite for 4 or 5 weeks, is now all at once a favorite over Detroit. I avoided the game because I thought when I saw that Cleveland was favored, the game was fixed. Well, Detroit won rather easily. Cleveland took a couple of runs at them, but it didn't work. And sometimes when you handicap basketball, whether it's the colleges or the or the NBA, things that happen are just not explainable. Just keep doing the same things over, the same right things over and over again, and you'll beat the NBA. And once again, a reminder, my 50-unit NBA Game of the Week goes tonight. Join me, get all the cash. I'm confident I will win.